Hello, it's Leslie here. I thought today I'll talk a little bit about the Wahoo element bolt. I recently got this. I mainly got this because of I wanted to get the radar, the Garmin Varia radar working. So I mainly got that for the radar feature, believe it or not. So I haven't had a cycle computer for a long time. Maybe about 10 years or so. So many years ago, I think it was about 2003 or something around there, I had a Campagnolo Ergo Brain, and I also had a secondary computer, which was a Polar S710, I believe. So I had two cycle computers, and they gave me a lot of information. You know, they gave me all the heart rate, they gave me the speed, distance, they gave me altitude, all this sort of thing. And I had two units. This thing does everything that did, and it does it wirelessly. So it gives you everything you need, if not more. Plus, it gives you navigation. So you might be wondering what happened. Why did I stop using Cycle Computer for 10 years? I was riding along and I had all this information coming at me, and this is maybe 15 years ago. I had all the information, you know, power, I had the calories, I had the heart rate, I had altitude, I had everything. And this guy blew past me on this bridge, and it turns out he didn't have a cycle computer at all. And it kind of influenced me because I thought, well, this guy doesn't have anything, and he's actually a stronger cyclist. And I said, well, why aren't you using anything? And he kind of says, well, I'd be too distracted and everything. So anyway, back to the Wahoo. I mainly got it because of the radar feature, because I was a little bit afraid of traffic after having a few accidents. I opted for this model, the Bolt, because I didn't think I needed the lights down here. I thought that was a bit superfluous, I suppose you could say, for what I wanted. Also, it's a bigger screen, and I thought on the Roam, the screen is smaller, like it has a bigger bezel on the Roam, so it's also a lot more expensive, so I went with this model. I'm happy with it. You know, you could save a lot of time by just buying it. Don't even watch this video if you don't want. I really happy with it. I like the styling. First off, I'll speak about the styling. If you notice as well, I got this K-edge mount because I wasn't that happy with the plastic one. It's a bit crappy. So I got this aluminium mount, which is pretty expensive, but after I was happy with the Wahoo, I thought it deserves a nice mount to put it on, which is heavier. So it's a bit strange, but it's nicer. So I like the style of it. If you could see, it's a wedge shape. You know, it's also shaped like a wedge, you know, top to bottom. I should show you like that. So it's got a bit of an angle to it, you know. I really like the shape of it. I can't say the same about the Garmin. They kind of, to me, they haven't evolved very well into the cycling world. They still look like handheld GPSs for trekking. They don't look like a cycle computer. So this is this cycle computer came along, and I kind of liked it straight off, the design of it, and it did everything that I wanted. So I thought, oh, well, I'll just get it. And I got this with my frequent flyer points. I didn't actually pay for it. I got this, you know, essentially free. I thought, because I can't fly anywhere with coronavirus, I'll just spend my frequent flyer points. And I got this, one of the last ones from Qantas store. They're out of stock everywhere, and I think it's just because they're so popular. I'll pause that. So the design of it, I really like the design. The shape is to me, it looks like a cycle computer should look, right? I think that's half the reason for its success. You know, some people on some forums have said, oh, but the hardware is really old, it's really slow, you know, it doesn't have a touch screen. I haven't found that to be a problem. I kind of think that's part of the appeal. It's simple to use. It's, you know, I don't want to have a smartphone on my bike. I just want to have something simple. I haven't even put all the sensors with it yet. I just have a cadence and speed sensor that's just arrived yesterday. I have to mount that yet. What I like about it is it's completely wireless, so you can already get your speed information and everything without even putting a single sensor on the bike. So I really like that. Of course, that doesn't work indoors if you're on an indoor trainer. So for a while, I have used it without any speed sensor at all, and it's been working okay. It worked better than I thought, but I thought, well, I'll buy the cadence sensor and see how that goes, and I'm yet to try that. I also haven't used this with a heart rate monitor yet. My heart rate monitor strap hasn't arrived. So, yeah, one thing I'm not really that keen on the Wahoo sensors. You know, if you were forced to buy this with the Wahoo sensors and it didn't work with anything else, I wouldn't like it so much. I don't like the way the sensors are mounted on the hub. I think it looks a bit naff. It doesn't look right to me to have something on a hub, sitting on a hub, you know, that's bulky and it rotates. It's really almost something very temporary. It looks really horrible. The hub mounting sensor, I don't like that. So I got a Bontrager cadence and speed sensor, and I also have a PowerCal heart rate monitor that's coming, and it's supposed to estimate the power anyway. So I don't like this. I've just talked about that. I don't like the sensors. Let me gather my thoughts. Okay, first off, when I first bought this, I had a smartphone, an old smartphone that was using Android 4, so that didn't work. So I had to use it without any smartphone at all. The good news is that you can use it without your smartphone. It will work. It will give you the speed information, and it will work as a basic cycle computer, even if you don't have the latest smartphone. However, if you have the Garmin radar and you want to use that, and a lot of people who have this have the other, then you need to have a new modern smartphone to update the firmware in this. So it won't work without a modern smartphone. So you have to borrow one if you have to. Wahoo means fish, by the way. It's like the second fastest fish or something. It's like a barracuda type of fish. Thought that was interesting. Okay, so what I'll talk about what I don't like about it. What I don't like about it is that the page setup. So, what I mean by that, not the page setups, but how the pages are displayed on the device. So, first I'll show you how I've set mine up, right? Let's hope that focuses. So I've set mine up so there's the first page. It tells me all of that. My power meter hasn't arrived, so I haven't, and my heart rate hasn't arrived. So I put those two at the bottom, so I can zoom in, and you know, rather than those things reading 0, it gives me all that information. And then on page 2, this is how I've set it up. So it gives me the elevation, the speed, the meters climbed, the grade, all this sort of thing. And I only have, and then page 3 is the navigation. Focus. So you can zoom out of the navigation. So unfortunately you can't scroll with the map. You know, that's a valid point. You can't really scroll that back and forth, pan that. So, what I'm talking about, what I don't like is this. The standard pages are the lap. There's a lap one. There's a workout data one. There's the climbing one. There's the navigation. Then there's, I think it's the kicker control. Then there's a Strava page, and some sort of interval workout, planned workouts, I think it's called. I renamed all those pages on my app, so I can't remember what exactly they're called. The trouble is with it is this. You know, I don't have Strava, so that page is useless to me. I don't do intervals, and I don't do planned workouts, so that page is useless to me. I don't have a kicker, a Wahoo kicker, or anything like that, so that page is useless to me. I don't do criteriums, and I don't have used the lap buttons. I think lap timers are very 80s, 90s tech, pressing a button to do a lap. I don't do that, so I don't have that page. So ultimately, what I have is the two pages that I just showed you, plus the navigation. So it'd be nice with all this data. It'd be nice to be able to have several more pages while I'm writing to scroll through. But at the moment, I could only really scroll between the first page and the climbing one. So, and I don't use the navigation feature because I already know where I'm writing to. So I don't really even use that. Okay, so what I'm saying is, what I would like to see, or the way I would make this, the way I would make this better, I would like to see a page for the basic cycling information, like speed, distance, time, that sort of thing, based around, you know, cadence, all the normal features. Then I'd like the altitude one's good. I like having a bit of an altitude profile, although I'm not sure what the scale is on that graph, so that's a bit confusing. Yeah, the thing with the altitude page is that graph takes up space, so you can't display everything on the altitude page that you want if you have all these sensors. It'd be nice to have a page based on heart rate, and then another page based on power. So I would like to see, for example, my average heart rate on the heart rate page and my average power on the power page. I don't even have these sensors yet, but I know that this has got the potential to show you a lot of information, but essentially it's only one page with all the 9 fields on it. And then if you go to the altitude page, you have, you know, what's that? 7 fields on it. So it's kind of fun to scroll between pages when you're on a long boring ride. You know, I'd like to put more information in there, like average power, average heart rate, and those sort of things. But already I've reached the maximum of what I can display on those 2 pages. So all the other pages I don't use, and it's a bit frustrating because this thing could have 9 pages if it wanted to. It's not just limited to 7. You know, there's 7 lights across the top, but I only got 2 pages to deal with, and the navigation page. I'm almost never on the navigation page. So one other thing I've seen on a Garmin device, and I don't really like the Garmin's, but there's a feature that you have time to sundown. That if there was more pages allowed, I would like to see a time to sundown feature, because I don't know about now, but I always used to be racing to get home, and I'd be worried about, it's not so much I need to know the time, as in I need to know when it gets dark, because I don't want to be caught out when it's dark, because it's more dangerous. So ultimately, I really like it. I really do like it a lot, and it doesn't matter to me too much that it doesn't have more pages. It's just something I would like to see. I haven't used the route feature, so I don't know. I haven't ever inputted a a route that I don't know, because I generally, I'm pretty old and I tend to look things up on a map or Google Maps, look at things with Street View, and then work out where I'm going. You know, I don't like having a computer tell me where to go. So, it was a little bit slow as well. I tried to set it to rotate the map to make it always like north or something. Always in this. Is it north? No, the way you're going is always, you know, vertical. But that, I found that a bit slow to react. So I just set it so that north is vertical rather than the way I'm going is always to the top. So I don't really have much more to say, but I really wish, you know, they would have more pages to, because there's so much in. If you look at all the fields, I'll quickly show you some of the data fields that you can put on this thing. Okay, so here's some of the fields that you can have. Let's wait till that focuses. Focus. Sorry. Doesn't like it, does it? I've got to get a new camera. Okay, I think you can see that. There's current speed, distance, average speed, you know. Let me just try and get that to focus. Oh, how frustrating is it? Oh, let me do it another way. Okay, do it another way. So these are the fields. You've got speed, distance, map, time. Fuck. So annoying. Distance, map, time, climbing. There we go. No. Weather. You know, I'm trying to help with this. You got climbing. So you got all these, you know, fields. Maximum elevation, grade, calories, muscle oxygen, tire pressure, even battery life remaining of the phone and everything. Yeah. Sorry about that. That was very amateurish, wasn't it? Anyway, the point is you have a lot of these data fields, but you only have a limited number of space to put them on the thing, and I'm only using 2 pages, so it'd be nice to have 2, 3, or even 4, you know, and then maybe I wouldn't even use some of the others as much, but it's always nice to have those things there, you know, because at the moment I'm going to have to cut some of them out. I'm not going to know what they are, you know. Yeah. For example, it'd be nice to have calorie burn rate, calories an hour. It does that, but there's no room to put it on those 2 screens. When I have all the speed and the cadence and altitude and all that stuff, some of that there's no room for it. So that is one of the things that I'm not that keen on. They could change that so easily. They could allow a couple extra pages, and they could do that so easily if they wanted to. Anyway, so that's my thoughts of the Wahoo Bolt. Overall though, I'm really happy with it, and I ride with it all the time, and I really like the way they integrate with other sensors, because back in the day when I had my polar heart rate monitor and all that. You had to have polar sensors. So that's really come a long way. And I really think it's, really good to use. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye.